Okay, so I once again forgot to upload on the correct day. I forgot again yesterday. I don't want this to be a regular thing, but this is kind of how it is when back when I was in school. I had like a consistent upload schedule because I would come home from school every Monday and Friday and be like, oh, I have to make a YouTube video. But since I'm not doing that because it's summer, I sometimes forget. So if I ever just upload it, just know it's like, oh yeah, he forgot, whatever. I mean, not a lot of people even watch my videos, so I don't really think anyone cares, but okay, whatever. Anyway, Disney Junior shows I watched as a kid. So when I talked about Disney Junior for the first time back in 2020, or 2020, I mentioned that Imagination Movers is my favorite show on that channel, and it still is. However, there's one show that comes very close to beating it. That show is the famous Handy Manny. Today I'll be talking about it, and before we get into all that, be sure to like and subscribe, share this video with your friends, check out my trouble, check out my DeviantArt, check out my Twitter. All the links are in the description. Let's start the video now. So Handy Manny was a show about where a repairman named Manny would help repair stuff owned by the citizens of the town Sheetrock Hills, along with his talking assortment of tools. The show was also, a little fluent in Spanish, and sometimes Manny would translate, a Spanish phrase into English so the kids watching can, learn a little bit. There's also characters like Kelly, who would supply Manny and the tools with, the specific materials they need to, build and fix stuff. And then there was Mr. Lopart, the stupid, clumsy comic relief character who owns a candy store next to Manny's workshop. As the show went on, more and more tools were added to Manny's arsenal, but he would always use 8 of his main tools, so the rest he got or revealed or shown on screen would kind of just be forgotten about and not even used. These 8 tools were named Dusty, a talking saw, Felipe and Turner, 2 talking screwdrivers, Pat, the clumsy talking hammer voiced by Tom Kenny, Stretch, the talking tape measure, Rusty, the cowardly monkey wrench, Squeeze, the talking pliers, and lastly there was Flicker, the young Spanish-speaking flashlight. All their personalities were each unique, and it made watching them very enjoyable. For example, Turner was usually very grumpy. Flicker was always bubbly and optimistic, and always speaking Spanish, and Dusty was the big sister of the group. It was pretty wholesome and stuff. So, despite the show being kid-friendly, that sounds like something bad's gonna happen, it would sometimes, step outside of its comfort zone and talk about some serious stuff, but not, to the 12th degree like some other, kid shows talk about. So, there was this one episode called Big Sister where Manny and the Tools had to help build a crib for this one family's baby that's scheduled to arrive soon. However, they somehow missed one piece, and it disappeared because of the family's young child who hid it because she was scared that the new baby would replace her. While it's not as serious of a topic as those things are in other children's shows, it still teaches an important message about not worrying about child replacement because it will never happen to you as long as your family cares about you. As you may know, I prefer the old Playhouse Disney shows than the modern Disney Junior shows. Handy Manny was one of those Playhouse Disney shows that got transferred to the regular Disney Junior channel. There was also a short little mini series that would play in between program blocks called Handy Manny's School for Tools, where Manny would demonstrate how specific tools work. For example, he would use Pat to show how a hammer would work. He used Dusty to show people how a saw works. He would he would use Flicker to see how to show kids how a flashlight works, kind of that stuff. I actually really liked that one. It was cool to see how each of these tools work. The thing that made Handy Manny so good was that it had a very colorful cast. You had some Spanish-speaking characters that could help young viewers learn Spanish, and all the tools had great personalities that made them enjoyable to watch. All of this is what makes this show rival Imagination Movers because of how it's all in terms of viewing experience. But I give the edge to Imagination Movers because of how it's all live action, something Disney Junior didn't do a lot of, so it makes it unique. I guess there were a few other a couple of other Disney Junior shows. I think it's I don't know, but who really cares about those? Imagination Movers is the definitive one. Anyway, that's all you need to know about Handy Manny. It's a great show, and I recommend it to a lot of young kids out there. You can learn a lot from that show. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, check out my trouble, as well as checking my DeviantArt and my Twitter. Links are in the description. And I also want to share it with your friends, and by doing those 3 things, you're helping me a lot to reach 1,000 subscribers. And I will see you guys next time.